ascent to power was to tighten security around the demilitarized zone, which borders South Korea, a 106-mile-long, 2.5-mile-wide meeting point between these two nations, where they can meet and negotiate. This area is covered by razor-sharp barbed wire and home to thousands of landmines. So, why would they need to secure it further? Well, to put it as blunt as possible, when faced with the idea of continuing life in North Korea, or potentially exploding with a mine, many citizens decided to run that gauntlet on an almost daily basis. However, in doing so, another problem arose, one that makes a lot of sense when you think about it. The demilitarized zone, or DMZ for short, needs guards, right? And guess who was most likely to skip out of the country? You guessed it, it's these same guards. So Kim Jong-un realized adding more guards would have the opposite effect on his plan. They would also probably just flee. Instead, they reinforced barriers to prevent driving escapees barging through and replaced all the fences with stronger, sharper ones. Of course, this wouldn't address the guards running away, which we'll have to do a little bit later. But guards were not the only problem. You see, there was another group of people that were not using this escape method, as civilians couldn't get close. They'd have to go elsewhere, so that's where the glorious leader turned his focus. These civilians were far more likely to escape across the long border, which stretches over 880 miles and is defined by the Yalu and Tumen rivers. Across this massive border, there are 25 crossings that officially allow people to leave North Korea and enter China. Around 60% of escapees come from this border in the country's northernmost province. The Tumen River in particular is, in areas, narrow and shallow, allowing for easy crossing, especially in winter when it freezes completely. This made for a perfect place to escape, but that is only one of the problems. You see, the biggest issue that a North Korean citizen faces, at least during this
Hi guys.
was not particularly in getting away.
I'm just doing my titles and changing everything.
Having the finances to stay away. See, unlike the southern border, where they could escape into South Korea and probably be given sanctuary, the northern border was going into China, which would have a very long journey to get to somewhere safe. If they crossed this river, they would need transportation and some way to avoid the Chinese government, who would most likely just hand them back over to North Korea, which is essentially a death sentence. But all hope isn't lost. You see, there exist brokers. Often they'll charge several thousands of dollars, which almost nobody has, but sometimes they'll say, we'll get you to South Korea and then we'll take payment. A situation that has, in the past, been lucrative for all involved. These brokers knew that the South Korean government would financially assist defectors. This makes it sound easy. Kim Jong-un, of course, massively scaled up infrastructure and patrols in these common crossing areas. More flashlights to avoid, more fences to cut or climb, more watchtowers, and more chance the moonlight would betray your shape to a guard. On top of this, Kim Jong-un issued a new order to these guards along the previously almost unmanned border. Shoot defectors on sight. No warning, no mercy, no exceptions. Even went one step further, most likely to send a message to others. The bodies of traitors would not be recovered, instead left there, likely as a message to all those who come after. Stay or die. For those lucky enough to evade these new orders, often the danger hasn't ended. The brokers who promised to get them to South Korea could either have been lying or just changed their mind. It is common for escapees to find themselves in considerably worse circumstances across the border in China than they were in North Korea. For the young women, they are often sold into human trafficking, taken advantage of as they have no options but to accept their fate. Perhaps they become sex workers, or if attractive enough, a potential bride for a wealthy Chinese man. And who's going to notice or care? Essentially, you left your country and you're now a ghost, completely out of society's sight. They are told to go with the broker and to accept their new life, otherwise they'll be turned over to the Chinese government and sent back to where they came from, a place where they would be classified as a traitor and have a welcome befitting the title. The choice is to live with your new terrible and exploitative situation, or leave and die, likely in a painful manner. After all, smuggling North Korean citizens in an increasingly surveillance state of China has become incredibly risky in recent years. Instead, many escapees try to make their own way through China, headed for the light at the end of the tunnel. You see, if they can somehow make the 2,700-mile journey to somewhere like Thailand, they will be instead deported to South Korea.
Oh, good.
All they have to do is navigate
Is
a massive
risk
area
their lives a
full of
bunch of
bandits
times
without
and
local currency
get
or
shot at a bunch of times and, you know, just run a gauntlet full of shitty humans with too much power. Anytime humans get too much power and they've got to differentiate themselves from the masses, you get fucking fascists and idiots like North Korea. And they make everybody around them run a gauntlet of idiocy, and they're idiots, and they think because they have power and because they have money and because they've deluded themselves into believing that they're intellectuals or intelligent. But honestly, I've never met a smart person who would abuse power anyways. They know what happens. It just hurts everybody, and the smart people who do it usually go to hell and burn, you know, in terms of what happens to them. Anybody who abuses power usually goes to jail, like Trump. So, you know, it's fascism, it's power. It's what happens when really, really, really dumb humans get power for no reason. Like, it's a good thing when a leader rises to the ranks and they become like a 5-star general and then eventually a president or whatever, because they know that everybody that they meet is gonna like really believe that they care about their lives and they want them to be happy and have educations and eat, and they care about their countries and their people, and they are in the leadership. And then you get people like Trump and Kim Jong-il who just basically trick everybody to the top, kill everybody to the top, kibitz and all this other stuff, and play elections like there's some kind of fucking blackjack game or something.
The ability to communicate with people, likely also malnourished and on foot. But still, each step of the way puts them slightly further from the nightmare they left behind.
Yep, and so the people will go through any gauntlet to get away from them entirely. Like, you know, to get away, I'll go through any gauntlet. Like I will leave America to get away from the fascism. I would do a lot of things. I would move to Mexico. I would move to Canada. I'd move to any other country. I mean, a lot of the fascism and stuff, man. Like now living in America is not bad. It's been okay. I'm not complaining. I'm saying the fascism's not been good, and I've seen jail time over it, and I've seen sorrow, and I've seen the best of my generation lost, and a lot of people dead. And, yeah, and I'd rather just get away from that. I'd rather get away from the abuse of power, the prohibition, the lack of laws, and the too many laws, and all this other stuff. Like lack of laws on the internet and too many laws in the real world. Should have been the other way around. In the real world, you know, definitely stop thievery and rape and murder, all the things in the 10 Commandments, you know. Definitely stop that. Definitely have police, and definitely don't push that stuff. But I think the internet needed as many or more laws, and I don't think there is a law. Is there a law for the internet? Is there a police? No. Is that, I mean, I don't really know. I don't know.
Many of these escapees, of course, never make it that far. Instead,
honestly, I abhor the idea of real life police, because I abhor the life of real life, the idea of real life violence. But honestly, internet crime, I think, should be a lot more common than real life crime. And I think all the cops and money that we spent on offline cops and bullshit and stuff, if the world would just go online instead of shooting each other in the streets, we'd be okay. And just put all the money that you put into cops into the internet cops. And I think that would be a lot better. I think that'd be a lot better. Internet cops can't strangle your neck till you die like Eric Garner. I can't breathe.
Lucky ones remain in ethnic Korean communities and attempt to live out their life.
Concord will kill your shit, but they won't kill your life. And, you know, that's something that I think, like, would be a lot better for humanity. I think once we're more digital human beings, I think we'll understand that we were actually this crazy sub-race of humanity. I think there's like several races to humanity. I've seen this before in like weird RPGs and stuff, but I think we're like basically technomancers. We're like these people who create magic through technology, like hidden worlds and flying and fire and guns and stuff. We're like technomancers. We don't create fire with our hands, like Firestarter or whatever, or with our mind. We'll never have that. I don't think we have that. I don't know if we're ever gonna breach the, you know, the scientific like bounds of reality. But what I would like to see is the internet use like a personal fiefdom to arrange the power and the complete freedom of a human mind. And eventually that turning us into something like the Borg or something like that, some kind of weird subspace of or subspecies of human that essentially has like half computer brains, you know, and who abhors violence because it's just abhors violence just because it's, you know, not productive to being a computer head. And we don't need to kill each other anymore because all of the shitty, like, you know, crapulent joy that we get from destroying our rivals or whatever, we can get that on an internet, you know, on the internet on a game, and we're not really looking to, like, really harm each other because that's not productive to the human race. And that's the reality that I'm looking for. There will always be people that want blood. I know there will be. But, like, really, like, I don't know why the internet kind of didn't stop crime. I don't know why it didn't stop violence. I don't know why it didn't stop, like, hunger and greed and stuff. I don't know why we build all these real-life stupid-ass things like Taj Mahal and the White Palace and, like, you know, Heathrow and all this other shit, you know, JFK airports and stuff, when I feel like most of that time we easily could have just connected to each other. Like, if we had spent all of the money that we spent on the Manhattan Project on VR headsets that had connected us to each other with electricity and cable to each other's houses and just run wire everywhere, we would have been a lot happier of a human race. And that way we could pull up, like, by 1995, we could have pulled up, like, you know, VR images of holograms of people across seas and sit in the same room with them and talk to them about politics and shit like that. And that's what I wanted instead of 9/11. But instead we got 9/11 and 20 years in Afghanistan and stupid-ass planetary fucking idiot wars. And I'm kind of, like, ready for, like, them to stop trying to rape and kill each other in the real life and steal from each other in the real life, and I'm ready for them to try to start to do that on the internet, where nobody dies and nobody cries and children aren't murdered and children aren't raped and all this other stuff. And we have this mixture of sacrosanct real lives where violence just isn't a reality, and then the internet where anything's possible. Anything's possible, and it's entirely the realm of the mind, so you can't really die. You can have terrible negative effects in the physical world, but you can't really die from being bullied on the internet. And I would much prefer that to, like, Hitler or this stream sniper. I really would. And I don't know why the internet laws are so bad. You know, I don't really understand. I don't know why the real life laws are so bad in terms of they're strict and really just overall encompassing, like, really pretty much anything that you can think of. There's some law either for or against it. It's just crazy. So why did we do this to the real life when, honestly, I mean, no violence is far worse than the real life, but I mean, like, the minute that we got online, I think the whole human race needed to be like, well, let's all agree that violence and stupidity and planetary wars are just going to get us all killed, and starvation and not sharing with each other, it's just going to get us all dead. And we have to stop doing that stuff, and we need to share everything in the real world so we can all connect to the internet and follow the internet into oblivion or whatever. And if that kills us, I'm okay with that. And if we can't afford to eat or drink or whatever because we just sat there and watched computers all day, I'd be okay with that. And guess what? I'm getting what I'm wanting. The generals and the presidents, they're all getting prosecuted and stuff. And the planetary wars, you can tell people are starting to have a real short fuse about that. They don't want to hear about Kim Jong-il and North Korea and fucking planetary idiot wars. Nobody wants to hear about that anymore, at least not the intellectual communities and the smart people on this planet. And nobody wants to see or hear it anymore. Nobody wants to get down in the dirty and show Kim Jong-il that he's wrong or anything like that anymore. We just don't want to hear or see about it anymore. And the fastest way to kill a god or a bully or an international fucking, like, you know, like country, you know, despot bully is to just not pay attention, give them money, or let them have anything anymore. And I'm sick of the planetary Earths back on the cave And I'm sick of the planetary Earth wars back in the cave. I'm sick of the planetary Earth wars back in the cave, and I feel like we've got one fucking foot on the moon, and like every time I hear some idiot talk about, you're this and that and fat or whatever, I think about Jesus Christ. I hope your genetic code is erased out of this fucking race. So that your idiot planetary war bully ass can just be erased genetically out of this fucking human race. So we don't ever have to hear about your stupidity and your little problems with all the other people, instead of bettering your own lives and getting yourselves off of this planet into a better place and stuff. You want to go cyberbully something or somebody like that. I don't want to hear about stupidity and idiots wasting their fucking time like that anymore. I know it's all the rage for them or whatever, wasting their idiot time on the internet bullying people and shit. I don't want to hear about that anymore. I want them working towards the space race. I want them stop fighting each other, stop fighting me, stop attacking me, stop raping each other like little idiot monkeys and all the stupid shit that they do, and focus on the space race. And guess what? You can have your own planet made of cyberbully and rape if you want. And leave me alone. Leave me alone. You know, and that's the thing. Leave me alone, space race. You stupid idiot stuck down here in the cave with your idiot, like, I've got to attack everybody and everything's war and I've got to be cyberbully and everything's got to be misery for everybody else and all this small, limited, like 10 IQ bullshit, you know, room temperature Ronaldo bullshit. Like, you're like, okay, finally the human race woke up and realized that the one thing that we shouldn't do is kill each other and rape each other and treat each other badly and bully each other. We're actually in this together, and we need to get off this planet right the fuck now before we kill each other. The reality of Earth is we've been stuck in four walls in a room now for like 3 million years, and we really want to fucking kill each other. Russia really wants to kill us. We really want to kill Russia. Russia and China really want to kill us, and we really want to kill Russia and China, and the UK and us are friends in theory. And Japan, I don't know why they haven't killed us, because we dropped the bomb on us in the last debacle, and they think of it as, oh, World War II, we're so proud of that, our parents fought in that, and oh man, we're steeped in tradition of war, and we're so good at war, and man, my granddaddy and my granddaddy's granddaddy and my father and my daddy and all this shit, we're so good at war. And every time I hear shit like that on Forrest Gump, I'm like, Jesus Christ, you fucking low IQ, room temperature fucking idiots, proud of war, proud of the planetary struggle over the last 200 fucking years, proud of it. Fucking proud of it. I am not proud of this country for war. I am not proud of war. I'm not proud of World War II. I'm not proud of Vietnam. I'm not proud of Kosovo or Afghanistan. You idiots that are fucking killing this country and killing the human race. Anybody who's proud of that shit is a fucking moron. I'm sorry. Those are my regrets. Oh man, Hiroshima is like, man, I would literally walk up to Japan, hand them a knife and bare my throat, and I'd be like, yeah, you probably should kill me now. I kind of dropped a nuclear bomb on you. Like, it's kind of fucked up. That's kind of how I feel about it. So before Japan has the right to kill America generally. If you headshot somebody, they and they live, which is what happened to Japan. Usually they're gonna count a Monte Cristo, get up off their ass, nurse their way back up over 30 years or something like that, and get back in the saddle again and stuff. And in the background, they're thinking about how Whitey shot them in the head. And I'm sorry, but that's like, in reality, that's what happened. I know you and your whitewashing, fucking white, fucking crazy, like warmongering, war protection of people's opinions about what actually happened and stuff goes against my left-wing, liberal, bleeding heart, fucking actual reality aspects of it. But in reality, we kind of capped that Japanese dude in the fucking head like Rust, and I keep waiting for him to show back up and cap me in the fucking head, because that's the actual reality of it. What's up, the not so Slim Shady? What's up? I'm talking about getting off of the planet and all of the planetary wars and North Korea and America and all this other stuff, and how we need to get off the planet and get each country a new planet, like an entirely new planet for each country, and get out of here and get off the planetary Earth war bullshit that we do. Right? And this is the problem. If you've never been in a fucking fist fight or in a house party that got scrabbled because of a fucking gunshot or some kind of fist fight or something like that, you wouldn't understand. But we've been in this room for like 3 million years with like 4 walls. It's essentially a room with 4 walls, planet Earth. I mean, sure, it's boundless and we can like wander the water and the earth and the sky and stuff. I'm not saying it's not this huge space that should be sufficient enough for us, but it's a really small, tiny room. That's it. It's a really small room when you think of it philosophically, and we're all stuck in here, and there's like 65 or 130 races of people, and that's fine. I got no issue with races, and I really do have an issue with racism, but I'm talking about like, so we've been in this room with 4 walls for 3 million fucking years, and we've done stuff like capped the Japanese in the head and betrayed the UK, and you know, if you want to look at it from an American point of view or whatever, or we've had sordid deals with Germany and all this other shit, right? We've been stuck in this fucking room, and everybody's a gang member now, and everybody's like sporting their fucking gat, which is a nuclear bomb. I'm sorry, but this is an apt fucking analogy for it. Everybody's like sporting their gat in the single room, and we're all packed in here like an elevator, and everybody's sick of each other, and we got this fucking gat in the fucking air, and we're like pointing it at you know, at Russia's head or whatever, and we're like, if you hurt Ukraine anymore, you're getting it like Japan did or whatever. You know, it's like, it's so stupid. Like it's like a Mexican showdown of humanity in a packed elevator, and everybody wants to make fun of Elon or whatever for going for SpaceX and stuff, but I won't ever do that, because Jesus Christ, SpaceX is a lot better of a fucking solution than the fucking American government and all the wars they brought us to, and the retardation with fucking, you know, like, I'm sorry, but the short bustling that was Afghanistan and 9/11. I'm terribly sorry, but that was short bustling territory. I don't ever want to see another Afghanistan, Pearl Harbor, or 9/11 ever the fuck again, and I want them out of here. And on top of it, I want us out of here. I want us out of this planet and out of this tiny room before we kill each other. That is the actual state of the fucking human race. Nobody's ever said it, but I'll say it. That's the actual fucking state of the human race. We're stuck in an elevator. There's 365 different races, and they're all one person on the elevator. There's 365 people in a 15-foot elevator, and we can't stand each other. That's the actual reality of the human race. Some idiot's gonna tell you, oh, it's war in Russia, or war in Ukraine, or some fucking stupid-ass shit, but the actual fucking reality is there's 360 races, and we're all packed in on an elevator, and there's a big fucking penthouse suite called space that we're all trying to get to, but we're all in the elevator shooting each other in the head, going, ha ha, I shot you, and it's like, no, you didn't, and all this stupid ass shit, acting like children, like playing cowboys or something. And I'm sorry, but I don't want to watch Eric Garner die while some white man plays cowboy anymore. I don't really want to do that anymore. Get us off of this fucking cave and stop killing each other. You know, and like, that's how I feel. And thank you for agreeing with me, because, and let's see, I think I missed what Bobby said, or what Slim Shady said. And Japan did horrible stuff to China too, and they refused to apologize. Right? Everybody's guilty. Even Africa has created genocide before. It is definitely, like, nobody in this elevator is not guilty. Everybody here has played their hand at Haile Selassie, you know, or whatever. Everybody has played their hand at the Russian Tsar. Everybody has played their hand at Trump. Everybody has played their hand at Heath. Everybody has played their hand at everybody. I'm sorry. Everybody's played their hand at everybody. Everybody wants to act like America's the most innocent one because we were born 350 years ago, and all the rest of them were born 350,000 years ago, right? So we think that, like, America's the best somehow, which is such a stupid fucking belief, because there's people here who have been here for more than 300 million years. Their country has been there for 300 million years, like the Native Americans. I'm dead serious, too. I wish I were 65 million years, not 300 million, but like 65 million years ago, the Native Americans had a fucking country here in this country. 65 million years ago, long before the white guy ever got here, there was a country here called America. 65 million years ago, long before the white guy ever got here. And we've only been here for 300 years, and we say, we're the best one. And we're the biggest one, and we have the most money. We're baby. We're only about we're only about 300 years old, which in the world scheme of things makes us essentially a 3-month-old, like a 3-month-old. Or even not even that, it's like a 3-week-old. So somebody gave the 3-week-old nuclear bombs, and he, of course, capped his 65 million year old cousin in the face by mistake. And now the cousin is still alive, and the baby is still alive, and we really love the cousin because the cousin's old enough to understand not to shoot the fucking toddler when the toddler accidentally shoots the well, not accidentally, full blown decides to shoot the cousin and pulls the trigger, which is what the U.S. did, and then Japan did this to China does this to Ukraine does this to blah blah, everybody does this to everybody, Africa does it to this, etc., UK does it to that, UK takes over this, Alexander takes over that, France takes over this, Napoleon takes over that. It's always some stupid ass game of, oh, I took over the elevator, but we never make it to the penthouse suite, and I'm fucking sick of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucking sick of it. I'm sorry, somebody should say it. Somebody needs to get us to the penthouse suite now and get us the fuck out of here. I'm sick of fighting with cyber bullies down here. I'm sick of fighting with fucking bullies down here. I'm sick of hearing about bullies in the news. I'm sick of bullies shooting up schools. I'm sick of being stuck in the elevator with the fucking bully. Take me to a smart planet where bully is, you know where I want to live? It's a planet out there that we haven't found called Anti-Bulliana. Anti-Bulliana, where if you're a bully on my planet, the only way that you can catch a death on my planet is being a bully. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You know, like Anti-Bulliana, something like that. Like a planet entirely devoted to getting me away from these fucking low IQ pieces of shit who like to bully people all their lives. That's humanity for you. That's actually, you want to know what humanity is? You're going to think, oh, it's a simian ape that's a hunter-gatherer that drinks water and is semi-carnivorous and all this other like scientific stuff. No, we're just bullies. You can sum it up in one word. We're bullies. Yeah, you can dress it up as something better, but really we're basically bullies. The first thing we do when we encounter something is bully it, I would say. Pretty much. We test its limits. We see what it can take. We poke at it, we bully it. We're essentially, like, bullying is essentially our main, like, our main, not mine, but I mean, like, our main, like, MO is to, like, figure something out, figure what the power of something is, and poke at it like some kind of curious monkey, which is kind of like bullying, isn't it? A little bit. It's like, you know, it's a little bit like that. Even our countenance is kind of bully. Like, I look at what some generals in this world want to look like, and it looks like some general. And I'm like, man, why do you want to look like a fucking general? It looks really scary. It looks like you're going to drop a nuclear bomb on my fucking ass. You know what Norman Schwarzkopf looks like? A fucking bully. What's up, man? How you doing today? Man who stands. And by the way, I'm Native American. I can feel that bullying. Everyone, we are... Oh, yeah. So I live on the Lummi Reservation. And I've seen it firsthand. I was a taxi driver for the Lummi Reservation doing medical rides for 7 years. What up to Man Who Stands? You know, I am not Native American. I'm full-blown Caucasian. Got less than 1% blood and stuff. But my family on my father's side, they have a lot of Native American blood and stuff. I have a very little bit left after it reached me, but my family is Cherokee Choctaw, and they're steeped in Cherokee Choctaw tradition. And I currently live about it's like 45 miles out of the Lummi Reservation, which is in the Pacific Northwest. You know, about 35 miles outside of the Lummi Reservation, which is here. They have Lummi Island, and you know, so I'm like somewhere over like in like this whole area, right? I'm somewhere over in this area, right? And so about 35 miles from me is the Lummi Reservation, right? And this is a really important piece of Native American history. This is the bridge. The port of call for the Native American community between Alaska, Canada, and Russia. Alaska, Russia, Canada, U.S., Mexico, South America. This was the Native American New York City it would be Los Angeles. This was the Native American Los Angeles, the port of call for the West, right? You would call Los Angeles essentially the port of call for the West. It's why it was such a really big city, right? So the Native American Los Angeles was in some ways Los Angeles, but that was far more of a Mexican thing, I think. The whole Los Angeles bit, was the Lummi Reservation, which was the port of call for Alaska, Russia, California, Mexico, Canada, etc., etc. So the Lummi Reservation, I have watched firsthand what the white elevator, like we're all stuck in this elevator thing, bullying has done to the reservation firsthand. And there's a news show that I've been meaning to look at a trailer. They've been talking about a lot on the NPR. There's a news show ripping up the smug. I call this the smug charts. It's the people on NPR who are all bleeding heart left-wing liberals like me, and they're all pro-gay like me, and they're all like liberal Democrats and stuff. But although I'm not a liberal Democrat, I'm a liberal, but I'm not a liberal Democrat. But I've heard done tell that there's a new show that's ripping up the charts right now that I'm gonna go check out probably tonight, called Reservoir Dogs. And I want to see this shit because this is supposedly, I'm sorry, not Reservoir, but Reservation Dogs. A Euphoria-esque, I don't know if you guys saw Euphoria on HBO, it was pretty good, the first 2 seasons. Euphoria-esque, Native American, Oklahoma, I don't know what the tribe is, but let's look at the trailer. The Rotten Tomatoes is going nuts about this show, and they're saying it's super fucking good. So I'm going to take a look at the Oklahoma tribe. I don't know what tribe it is, but we'll see. And so this is what it's like. This is what the Lummi Reservation looks like, and this is what whatever reservation this looks like. This is moderate. I'm half and half, and I believe in some of both sides. The Reservation Dogs is a pretty funny, good show. Thank you for the review, man who stands, because I know this is kind of like white pandering to go say, oh, there's a television show about this. But honestly, while I live on the reservation, I live right on it. I don't live on it, but I live like a mile from it on the 35th mile on the east side. I live like a mile from the reservation. I have the white man land just a mile from the reservation, and I intend to sell this motherfucker to the Lummi too. I'm dead serious. I'm going to sell this to the Lummi for cheap too in the end. And because I like the Lummi more than I like the white man. I'm terribly sorry, but I do. I'm sorry, but I would say the Lummi have treated me better than the white man has. And I'm a white man, so I'm allowed to say that. Lummi wouldn't have ever stuck me in jail or tried to stick me up or rob me or rape me or any of that shit. I don't think the Lummi ever would have done that shit to me. I think those are white man problems and white man prisons. And that sucks. I mean, I know it's racist, but I'm sorry. The one thing that I can be racist about is white people. Nope. Nope, we don't talk to pigs, white or otherwise. I love him. He was in Fargo as one of the killers under Lauren Malvo, and he was so fucking good. So I'm talking like Academy performance. Kick ass. This looks dope as fuck. I gotta say. I've never seen anything like that. And this is the shit that you get up to when you're an idiot in the trailer park. I'm terribly sorry, but this is the shit that you get up to when you're a drunk idiot in the trailer park. And of course, these are kids, but this is the kind of shit that happens. You steal ATMs and you're drunk. You're always cheating on your fucking wife and beating your kids and shit. And I'm sorry, but it doesn't matter what race you are. That's what happens when you're poor and you're fucked up. You know, I don't care what race you are. You probably beat your kids. You're probably drunk. You're probably an asshole. You know, you're probably poor. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's like that's what it's like to live in the projects. It doesn't matter what race you are. You're kind of dumb and you're kind of crazy.
You're good thieves, best in town.
Gamblers and drunks. And I'm sorry, this isn't some like condemnation of Native Americans. I'm talking about poverty. Nothing to do with race. I'm talking about fucking poverty. And white people are just as or more guilty of this than anybody else. They call it trailer park white trash. And this is not that. This is a lot more elevated than trailer park elevated trash, watching fucking Oprah all day and pounding beer and smoking meth. This is a lot more elevated than that.
It is a small town.
Yep, poverty ruins people's souls. I lived in Long Beach, California. I went to a school that taught Ebonics for 2.5 years, and they had recess 6 hours a day. I was the only white kid in 3,000 black, Chinese, Hispanic, Cambodian, Viet Cong, just, anything but white. I'll tell you that. Anything but white. I was the only white kid there. Did absolutely fine. You would think 800 black kids are going to beat my fucking ass for being white. But nope, I did absolutely fine. Never got punched in my life. Except by a white man. Only person who's ever punched me is a white man. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference. If you treat them like everybody else, and them being like my brothers and sisters, not them as in somebody else. I'm talking about us. I'm talking about us. When you say, when you act like there's just another person with no difference between them and me, they don't beat your ass. If you do act like you're superior or fucked up, they're going to beat your ass. You know, they're gonna beat your ass. They're like, there's Mr. Stuck-Up White Guy who doesn't understand the cliche that his wasp ass is. So then let's beat his ass and rob him because, you know, that's what you do to people that you don't like. That's the difference. If you don't act like that, you know, don't act like a bitch. Don't get treated like a bitch.
Tell your friends. I don't have any. Go get some then.
Go get some then. Like, I don't have any friends. What do you mean? We have to have friends. What? Like, I don't have any friends. What? Go get some then, you idiots.
California as soon as 2 months. California?
That girl's a pimp. You know what I'm saying? Straight up actress and the character. Yeah! Don't be fucking with them white kids. They be strapped up. Fuck them. Yeah, this is, oh good, thank God it's a paintball, but
You and your thuggy ass friends?
You and your thuggy ass friends?
What are you gonna fight for?
Our identity. Our identity. We don't know who we are. I, as a white man, have no idea who I am, but I don't identify white, I can tell you that. I don't have that deep-seated, stereotypical fucking bias. I don't have it. I have the bias against the bias. I'm prejudiced against all racists, but far more so than any racist. I'm far more prejudiced against racists than anybody's ever been, you know, prejudiced against a Native American. So, I don't know, does that make me a white man? Sure, color my skin's white, but don't call me white. Don't call me white. Don't call me white. Don't call me white. Only God can judge me, bitch. That's Tupac. And that's a good shirt. I should get that shirt. Only God can judge me, motherfucker. Not the white man.
Bloods or Crips more. Maybe they're blips. Or maybe they're cruds.
It's easy to be bad. Like the man.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like, I came up in circles like this. And I keep looking for this, and all I see is privileged white people.
It's hard to be a warrior with dignity.
Like an actual community. All the other white people, their community is like the middle class. And I mean, boy, I don't want to be a part of that. No, I don't want to grow fat in my $600,000 house with my wife who doesn't sleep with me and the kids who hate me, and my life is like Michael from you know, Grand Theft Auto 5, and I'm like a white stereotype and I don't know it, and I'm a white cliche and I don't know it. I do believe I'd have to kick the ass of anybody who aspires to the middle class. Do believe I'd have to kick their ass. Yeah, you aspire to the middle class, I'd probably have to kick your ass and tell you to try for something higher, bitch. Something higher. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry. So white culture is absorption. When people talk about a melting pot, the white culture is the heart of that. They bring everyone together and absorb the best of us and discard the rest. That's the capitalism, the evolution they want from humanity. I had to pause for several minutes here while I formulated what I was going to say, because I tread certain lines of danger here having to do with racism isms, classisms. I could offend a lot of people here with what I could say, so I had to very carefully formulate the way that I wanted to say it. I don't believe white culture is technically absorption, because absorption is more of a an osmosis type deal. The definition of absorption, and this I'll write a college paper with my friend He Who Stands, right? I'll write a college paper with him, right? Absorption, the definition of it is the process or action by which one thing absorbs or is absorbed by another. Absorbs means take in or soak up energy or liquid or other substance by chemical or physical action, right? I posit that we are not absorbing, and the word is important because it's kind of like the modus operandi, which is like the MO, right? The reason that we're doing this, the causality and stuff. It is not absorption. I believe the word is assimilation. Like the Borg. Assimilation. It means the process of taking in and fully understanding information or ideas. That's not it. It's a process, by process of osmosis or absorption or assimilation. The word, I don't know what the proper word for. It's appropriated, I believe. Appropriated, right? Misappropriated would be the word. Appropriated. It's take for one's own use, typically without the owner's permission. There it is. Appropriated. Is the right. So you said absorb, but we absorb things. We do. He's correct about this statement, but it's actually more like appropriate. We have to get right about the knowledge, because there is a, you know, how a college professor would say it is in the language itself, and the language is important with this, with identities and such. Take. We appropriate, we take, we steal, we appropriate is the correct term. So absorption is, you know, and now he doesn't probably like that I was grammar Nazi about the word absorption, but we had to be clear about what the actual process is, because it is a process of take. Now, absorption is like you're a sponge and you're out there on the counter and water comes your way, sunlight comes your way, you're plants and you're out there, water and sunlight comes your way, you absorb it, right? That could be considered innocent. Take is always kind of a negative thing. Take for one's own use. There's a very negative connotation to appropriate. We must call the word what it is. It's white appropriation. So let's fix his language, right? He says white culture is absorption, but it's not, though. It's appropriation. White culture is appropriation. When people talk about a melting pot, the white culture is the heart of that. And I have something else to say about this too. Everybody likes to think, well, not everybody. Well, yeah, I believe everybody does, sort of. Everybody likes to think that the white man is pure or something like that, or that they're like the most pure race or something like that. And I'll hit you with this, right? The most miscegenated race in the fucking history of man is the Caucasian race. And this is true of colors in the color wheel, and this is also true of our skin pigment, and this is true of our genetics, right? So where I'm getting at is, like, white is the combination of all colors, and the worst thing that the color white could ever do is single out another color and say that color sucks, because white is a combination of all colors. Black is the absence of all color, right? And white is the combination of all colors. So and white doesn't happen in nature, not really. You'd have to have light that has the amalgamation of all 256 billion or trillion or whatever it is, or gazillion, like different color variations in the world to get the color white. The hardest thing to get is the color white, which is why the pride exists, the fucking bullshit exists, the racism exists. I can't fucking stand it. And I'm going to say this very carefully without trying to piss off my own race. When you're an amalgamation of something, you must honor your roots. You must honor your roots. We have every bit as much African and Native American in us as anything else. And when you're a white, you must honor your fucking roots. And that's where I was going to go with this. This process of appropriation. When people talk about a melting pot, the white culture is the heart of that. And I'm sorry, I thought I was on a display adapter, but I'm not here. So you guys can see what I'm saying. You've been watching a Rust scene, but I'm gonna pull it through here. White culture is absorption. When people talk about a melting pot, the white culture is the heart of that. They bring everyone together and absorb the best of us, then discard the rest. That's the capitalism. It's misappropriation. It's appropriation. It's like we come in like the Borg, we assimilate the other cultures, we steal their culture because we are their culture. White is everybody else's culture. It's a mix of it. And as a Native American, I hope that man who stands, I can give you a description of my own race. It is not the appropriation or stealing of other cultures. It is just the final result of this melting pot that you speak of. The greatest crime that a white man can commit is act like whatever country they live in is not a melting pot, but it is. In order to get the white man, you must have the melting pot. So anytime that we act like white racists in this country, it's so backwards and fucked up and against ourselves and against our origins and against our fucking melting pot fucking past that it's like this like crazy statement that's like that's so crazy. Only a person who has forgotten who they are would ever say something like that. Only a white person who's ever forgotten who they are. I believe the white race has forgotten who they are, which is the misogyny of, and that's the word of it. I mean, it's not misogyny. I think that's actually kind of a bad word. It's the misogyny, though. I think it's more of the misogyny, right, or whatever. It's not misogyny. That's the hatred of women, right? I'm talking about misogyny. I don't know. I don't even know if that's a word. Actually, I don't know if misogyny is the word I'm looking for. It's when it's like the combination. It's the bringing together. It's the blurring of the lines. You know, I don't know what the technical word for it would be. It would be the combination, I guess. It's like the combination of all races. So this thing about disliking other races, especially white people, that's like disliking your own grandpa. That's like disliking your own ancestors. No one else, no other race on the planet does that. Only white people will disrespect their own ancestors by saying they don't like black people or Hispanics. Homogenization, thank you. Yeah, there you go. I thought it was because the word I'm looking for is not misogyny, which is like a racist term having to mean like when you mix races, right? It's a racist, shitty term, but I didn't know another term for it. But misogyny actually comes from the Latin, which is whatever homogenization is, right? It's like the mixture of, the blending of. Homogenization, there you go. So we are not like this, you know, we are not the separation, we are the homogenization, a process by which the fat white droplets from milk are emulsified and, you know, and the cream does not separate. You know, it's essentially the same thing. It's with race and the cream, you know, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. I'm saying it's an old thing from Roots, and Tupac used to say, but it's actually true. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. And this is a really wonderful cliche about, like, you know, the darker the color of your skin, the more pure your actual race is. And this is that thing. White people like to act like we're pure and we're like somehow up here, somehow better than somehow we're not. You know, we're somehow, we like to act like, when I say we, it's because I'm forced to say we, but I don't consider myself white, really. Like, fucking we, like, are forced to, I mean, like, the royal we, not me. You know, not me, but the royal we, because I am a white man, but, you know, I don't view myself as one. The royal we consider ourselves to be the most pure race, but, I mean, that's got to be the craziest lie that anybody's ever told themselves, ever. I'm dead serious. Like, it's worse than saying the Holocaust didn't happen or something. The craziest lie that I can imagine is a white person telling themselves that they have the most pure, the most pure, most least homogenized race, when in reality, white people are the most homogenized race. And you can see this on DNA charts for any Caucasian man in America, especially, where he'll have 700 races or whatever. Only the white man is impure. We bred, we Borged. You know how Gene Roddenberry got the idea for the Borg? The white man. And he did make a point about this. Man Who Stands made a point about this. Do we like this about our own nature? No, we don't like this about our own nature. But some of us are good white people. And I would say good white people, meaning that we actually respect all of our ancestors like all the other good races on this planet. Some of us are good white people who actually respect our fucking really, really vastly diverse genetic makeup, in all of its forms, be it Native American, African, Chinese, Asian, whatever the fuck, I don't care what it is. White man is all of that, all of it. You know what I'm saying? And this is the race identity fucking conversation that you won't hear even at Yale because they're all privileged white people. I'll give you a Yale conversation. I'm talking like Yale quality, Stanford fucking professor level, entry level into race identity and whatever stupid ass white man equivalent of that is. Race, critical race theory would be the white man card of the white man version of what I just described, which was just, you know, racial theory or I mean, it's like racial theory to the white man. But to me, it's just straight up culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, to good white people, it's just culture and our ancestors. But to bad white people, it's, oh, other races and our enemies or something. You know, it's just fucking crazy. And so the homogenization, it scares other people. It scares African culture when the white guy starts acting like Marshall Mathers. It scares the Native American culture when we Trail of Tears. It scares Ethiopians when we don't trust them. It scares Syrians when we don't trust them. It scares Egyptians when we don't trust them. It scares everybody when we don't trust them because they're like, but you're our great grandson. You know, you have our blood. You're the white man in America. You have every blood known to mankind. And they look at us and they're like, what the fuck? We've been helping you get birth for 65 million years, and you show up and you don't like us because of the color of our skin? And that is the actual racial crisis identity in America, and I've never heard another American say it. This is why I'm damn near a madman. I've never heard another white man even come close to it. And it's like, what? You know, I'm sorry, I have. No. John Lennon? Imagine the people, if there was no identity issues or whatever, maybe John Lennon came close, I would say. Maybe, John Lennon? Question mark? Where's all the white luminaries that will tell the world that they understand what their fucking heritage is? I've got an identity issue as a white man, far, far worse than anybody else in the world. Even, I mean, except for maybe the Native American man, the worst victim. Well, I don't know about worse. Yeah, I would say worse. The worst victim of the white man is a Native American. They're probably having a worse identity crisis than the Native American crisis. The Native Americans probably having the only other race on the planet that I would consider is probably having a worse racial identity problem right now is in the Native American culture. Not to say that it's some kind of war or that it elevate. I'm trying to elevate one of my brothers for facing a problem. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say that of anybody on the planet, I would say the Native Americans are facing the worst identity culture crisis ever known to the history of mankind, because they've been here longer than us, and we came to America. We took it from them, just like we blew up Japan and we sat in Afghanistan for 20 years. We're not looking too good. I'm very surprised there has not been a race war against white people. We're not looking too good. They love us because they're our fucking ancestors. Native Americans, the blacks, the race, all the different homogenizations of the races. That's our grandfathers and grandmothers. I'm sorry, but it is. That's our ancestors and stuff. So thank God they had the sense not to kill Whitey, because I kind of want to kill Whitey for the way we treated the other races on this planet. It's kind of crazy, and I know that sounds like, I'm making fun of something. I'm making fun of a comedian in a movie. By the way, I'm not saying kill Whitey. I'm making fun of Chris. Well, I can't think of the fat comedian who died of heroin. The fat comedian who died of heroin and stuff. Chris Farley, right? Chris Farley did a kill Whitey thing at Lollapalooza. Because I'm sure he had reasons to do this, mainly the shock value. But I always thought the kill Whitey thing was actually kind of funny, because when you look at it, like, of all the races on the planet, the aggressor has been the white man. We got some nasty ones under our belt. We got the Trail of Tears. I'm not bragging about it. It comes across like braggery. I'm sorry. I'm going to list my woes. I'm going to list the things, my regrets, and the things that I'm not proud of as the white man, that I will say reparations for. We got slavery. We got the Trail of Tears. We like to sit up in our white churches with our white money and tell ourselves that, we're so much better than everybody else because we go to Macy's or something. I mean, I'm sorry, or whatever. We go to Walmart or whatever. I'm sorry, but that is just not the fucking reality. What the reality is the Hiroshima bomb, Trail of Tears, the complete and utter theft of America from the Native American man, slavery, the cotton thorn palms, cotton picking road, and tobacco road, Vietnam, 9/11, Afghanistan, World War II, after hundreds of years of asking the questions and using others as test subjects, and I don't mean to ignore you, Manistans, I am just on a crazy white man soliloquy like Hitler, and when I get off on some kind of crazy white man soliloquy like Hitler, when I get to trying to make love in my peace, when I try to get to making my love and my peace, unlike Hitler, I get to yelling like Hitler, and I'm terribly sorry. I get to yelling about love and peace. I get like Hitler, and I just get into a soliloquy. I'm delivering to you orator mode, like college, because I was classically educated, so I get on the fucking pulpits and I beat it like some kind of preacher, and I'm terribly sorry. I realize this is rude to my community members such as yourself. Yeah, after hundreds of years of asking the questions and using others as test subjects in their experiments, it terrifies anyone to have that same microscope turned around. It doesn't terrify me. My question, you know what terrifies me? The fact that we haven't turned the microscope. It's really terrifying me that we haven't turned the microscope around. It's scaring me. It's scaring me very bad. I've had an identity. Don't call me white. I've had a fucking identity crisis all my life, ever since I heard a NoFX song when I was 15, where, like, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna read the lyrics right now. Some of it is kind of like a little bit more right-wing than I am, but like still, like, NoFX, it's appropriate to the conversation here. Fat Mike talked about this 25 years ago, right? Don't call me white. The connotation's wearing my nerves thin because I don't really relate to these conquistadors. I don't relate to the systematic rape of the Native American man and woman. I don't relate to it. I didn't do it. My ancestors did, but I didn't do that, and I'll fucking die first before I'll do that. I'll take the bullet before I'll do anything like that. And that's the difference. That's a real white man. Don't call me, I call me the real white man. Call it RWM. The real white man. No, like the real Donald Trump or whatever, something like that. The real white man doesn't want problems with his brothers. The real white man knows that he's mentally, physically, and spiritually and emotionally available to every partner, every community, every race, every person in his community, the children in his community, the people in his community, and the children of his partners, and the children of his friends, and the children of his community. Like, that is the real man code, the real white man thing, and getting in racial wars with Eric Garner and stepping on his neck until he can't breathe anymore isn't the white man that I am. That's not the white man that I am. That's the Borg, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. That's like the Borg or the deep state or something. We've been or just evil. It's just evil. We've been evilized, or we've been Sauroned or something. Like, a lot of us have been Sauron. A lot of the white man is guilty of things I'm not guilty of. Could it be semantics generating the mess we're in? Yeah, I understand that language breeds stereotype, and it does, but what's the explanation for the malice and for the spite, right? What's the explanation for all the malice and spite that the white man has towards the other races? I just don't understand it. What's the explanation for the way that the southern white man acts towards every other race on this planet? I don't understand it. Don't call me white. I'm not like him. I'm not like him. I don't know. White isn't what I am, I would say. I wasn't brought here. I was born, right? I didn't have a choice. Circumcised, categorized, allegiance sworn. I pledge allegiance every day of my life for the first 7 years of my life. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to this republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, for one nation under God, etc. And I'm sorry, but I have a hole in my brain, or I would finish it. It's been a long times since I pledged allegiance, you know? But I mean, it's just, you know, does this mean I have to take such shit for being fair-skinned? No. Not everybody who's fair-skinned treats everybody like shitheads. And then don't call me white at this point. Don't call me white. I'm not like them. I'm not a conquistador who went to Afghanistan. I marched in the streets. I fought them when they went to Afghanistan. I was like, no, I'm not voting for you. I'm not going to your war. If you draft me, I'll actively kill the pigs who try to force me to go. I told them, I was like, no. I told my parents, God, anybody who cared to listen, I'll fight anybody who forces me to try to go to that war overseas. I'll fight anybody, any white man who tries to step to me, cop or otherwise. If any white man comes trying to tell me to go to Afghanistan, I'll fucking kill him. I told them, like I told everybody who cared to listen, anybody comes to try to force me to go fight in that war after that false flag scenario, 9/11 bullshit, to go attack the Middle East, any white man who comes to try and tell me to go kill the Middle East, I'm going to kill that white man. Dead serious. Any white man who steps to me and tries to tell me that I've got to go kill somebody in the fucking Middle East, I'm going to kill that white man. Dead serious. And they knew it. I was screaming on stage. People think I'm being extreme right now. No, I've been screaming this for 25 fucking years. Motherfucker, I've been on stage screaming this. If you were to force me to go to a foreign war right now, I'm going to kill the white man who comes to try to force me to do that. Well, I mean, unless he lets me go, or I'm going to Rambo the white man who tries to force me to go to war overseas with my brother. That guy's, the guy overseas in the Middle East is more my brother than the cabal that's taken over my government, you know? I'm sorry, but my brothers, I have many Syrian friends, for instance. Many Syrian friends in a community in Denver and stuff. Those are more my brothers than a lot of the white people have been. A lot of them I would consider closer friends than a lot of my white friends. It's not too good, but like honestly, I trust them more. When it comes down to it, when the middle class can't pay for their cars and their houses and their money and all this shit, they'll cut each other's goddamn throats and commit race murders and all types of shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't call me white, you know? A button collar, starched and bleached, constricting veins, you know? I've never worn a suit dummy bullshit. I've never voluntarily worn a suit dummy getup in my entire fucking life. That to me is like the Men in Black, you know? Fuck that shit. Then fuck the Men in Black. The blood flow to the brain slows. They're so fucking ordinary white. Fuck ordinary white. Don't call me white, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we're better off this way? Oh, say what you're gonna say. So go ahead and label me an asshole, because I can. Accept responsibility for what I've done, which is Hiroshima, Pearl Harbor, Vietnam, 9/11, you know, what I've done. I'll take responsibility for what I've done. I don't think any other white man will, but not for who I am. I won't take responsibility for that white that did those things. You know what I'm saying? That did those things. Hiroshima, Trail of Tears. I will not accept responsibility for what those ancestors of mine did. I didn't do that. I never would have done it. I fought it my whole way. Some of us are normal and good. You know, don't call me white, motherfucker. I'm sorry, but I got a bad identity crisis when it comes to that. It's always been easier for me to go to the places, the ravages of what the white man left over, than to go to the places where the white man took all that treasure to, like Rodeo. And so now I'm rolling down Rodeo with a fucking shotgun. They're upset. I have an answer to that question, right? My full name is Man Who Stands in Running Water, but that doesn't fit on Twitch, and the Cali government wants to limit my hunt. I'm sorry, man. Well, I would tell you my full name, Man Who Stands, but I have a man who has threatened to kill me recently. Or I would shake your hand digitally, give you a digital hug, and tell you my full name. But I do not have that. That luxury. There's been a lot of crazy white people acting really crazy towards me. And so I cannot tell you my full name right now. And I'm sorry about that. Do you see how I have an identity crisis? I cannot tell you my full name right now because there's been a lot of crazy white people acting crazy towards me. And you can understand the sort of identity crisis that I have. And I can't tell you my full name right now, and I would. Let's just say that Skycat is fairly close, okay? I'm going to tell you that Skycat is fairly close to what my name is. And I'm going to say, hello, my name is Skycat. I am a mixture of a cat and the sky. I have a spirit animal, and it is the cat. But that doesn't fit on Twitch, and the Cali government wants to limit my hunting and trapping because they steal our land and destroy it and its animals, so we have our way of life taken from us to protect the remaining animals when they kill them all of our green and growth. I'm very aware. I have an answer to that question. They are upset because they showed everyone that their ancestors taught them in their culture, and they get upset when you don't think it's the right way to live. Absolutely, I love this conversation right now. If anyone forces you into slavery to be a soldier, they are the soul of evil and have no place in the world today. Oh, the white man does it all the time. You want to frazzle the actual, well, not the actual, but the fake white man. Let's call it. I'm the real white man, but them's are the fakes. You know what I'm saying? I came up on the streets, and I know I've seen the ravages of the white man, and I would never back anything they did. Not their businesses, not their stock exchange, not their government or anything they've done. They've done it wrong. So, anyways. And I have a lot of sympathy for what you are going through with the Cali government and all this. I'm so sorry. I've seen the ravages of it up here on the Lummi Reservation firsthand. I live on the Lummi Reservation, and I watch what my people have done to my people, and I can't even fucking stand it. And I have an answer to that question. They were upset because they showed everyone what their ancestors taught them and their culture, and they get upset when you don't think it's the right way to live. If anyone forces you into slavery to be a soldier, well, Hitler is responsible for that. The Japanese still do the Hitler arm salute during sports week every year. That culture is still there, embedded in the youth, and it is. That's very wise. It's okay, man. We can be friends through our souls. That's exactly right. And I'm sorry for shedding a tear, but, you know, like, I have race identity issues and stuff. I didn't come up like this. I never harmed anybody. I didn't do this to anybody. If anybody has said keep women down or keep black people down or keep the Native American man down or whatever, I would have been like, no, I'll die first. Nope. Not living in a reality like that. And I don't know. I think the white man seems to think that they need to run the world. I don't want that responsibility. Let the world run itself. So anyways, I'm going to start this over because I missed a lot of it. It's FX. It's FX. It's gonna be a breakout comedy, like Always Sunny, Always Sunny, Always Sunny, right? Always Sunny, right? Oh my God, Always Sunny is so good, right? You know, Always Sunny, right? Always Sunny, Always Sunny. There's a white man show. Always Sunny, blasting in the ass, right? It's my favorite quote of all time of any. Who am I supposed to vote for, right? Yeah, there's some really good references, right? When they take over the trash crisis, right? Yeah, it's funny, but very edgy. It is, yeah. I remember when, one of the episodes that made me uncomfortable was when, Dennis uses the abortion protest to sleep with both sides of the fence. That one was like episode 7-2 of season 1 or something, and you knew that it was going to be over the top, just over the top, because you could tell every woman of both sides of that fucking thing were just like wanted to tear Dennis like apart. They wanted to tear him apart, and he used both sides of the literal fence in the abortion rally and the abortion protest, and he slept with a woman from both sides of the fence. And I couldn't believe how edgy that was. It was really edgy. It was very, very misogynist kind of in a way. But there was Dee standing next to him, like trying to show them that they're making fun of everyone. There's the left and the right on each side of the fence, and then there's the Dennises of the world trying to take advantage of both of them. I thought it was very edgy, and it was reality. It was kind of reality. And so he told the liberal girl that he was very, 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 very pro-choice, and he told the anti-abortion girl, the pro-lifer girl, that he hated abortion, hated, and he gets 2 women in the end, and then and at the end, as I recall, at the end of the episode, he's at the top of the barbed wire fence between the two riots essentially, and both women on both sides are trying to tear him apart, and his nuts are being like cleaved by the barbed barbed wire fence. And I really thought that was actually a really fucking good metaphor. Really well written for what America is actually like. There's the nuts on the left and the nuts on the right, and then the crazy, sick people trying to take advantage of everybody. And that's America. He's so good. He's so good. You know? Yeah. So we see a Native American breakout Always Sunny show. I can't see how this isn't going to be fucking awesome. It's just going to be awesome. And it looks funny. She looks like a badass. She's gonna lead them into the fucking future and bring the cultural, bring the cultural esteem of the entire world of the Native American people much higher. We needed a euphoria for the Native American people. We need that. We need tons of television, tons of videos, tons of movies, tons of video games out of the Native American culture. It is the most hidden culture that I can think of. It like the white man, and you want to talk about assimilation. I want to assimilate the Native American culture. Look at me get greedy for it. Not because I want to dominate the culture like the bad white man, because I really feel like I think it's a better culture than ours. And maybe they're onto something. Like, like free trade instead of, Mr. Middleman says I have to get 7 licenses before I can sell you a drink. Because the white man thinks that I need 7 licenses to sell you a drink on the side of the fucking corner on a street. Fuck the white man, and so no, etc. No, I don't mean that. Not the white man, but not fuck the white man, but fuck the middleman. Fuck the middleman.
Apparently it was full of chips.
I'm sorry, I missed a lot of chat here. So the actor, dude, you gotta watch. It's a fantastic show. We got enough for our children being stolen. We have one of the highest missing rates of young females. Yep, Latina and Native American girls are the target of a bunch of sickos right now. Right now, there's nasty rumors and nasty stuff coming out of the Lost Girls of the Lost Girls of Mexico. I think is in Mexico, something like that. There was tens of thousands of Latinas have disappeared. And these are the migrants and factory workers of Mexico on the way to, and because these women are so poor, they don't have cars, and they walk the poor rural roads that the cartel roams between the factories and the fields. You know, these are Milagro workers, Milagro bean fields and such, right? And so we are now hearing that the probably Mexican or white or combination of all races men have just been raping and murdering tens of thousands of women in the killing fields of Mexico. And you'll never hear this out of the white press ever. Ever. You'll never hear about the tens of thousands of missing Latinas in Mexico because they were just essentially like prey for humanity. They were just essentially rape food for Mexico. Tens of thousands of them.
It's late afternoon in Mexico City. And Rosa's
tens of thousands of women are gone and they don't know where they went.
Silva is out searching for her daughter, Victoria Lisbeth, who went missing last year.
Probably out in the desert somewhere.
An anonymous phone call has led Rosa to a part of the city that's popular among sex workers. She believes whomever took her daughter may have forced her into prostitution.
And I'm sure this goes on the reservations all the time. I know because Billy Jack told me so.
All of this is in hopes of finding my daughter Victoria.
Billy Jack goes to Washington. You know what I'm saying? Billy Jack goes to Washington. I'll kick those fake white men in the fucking face. Fuck a microphone.
It would be the greatest thing that could happen for us.
I'm kidding. I would never use violence. But I'm dead serious. I'll kick a white man in the face. Fuck a microphone. You know, like Jesus Christ, man.
Churches that we carry out with the help of Elena.
Billy Jack goes to Washington. You want to know who Skycat is? Billy Jack goes to Washington, motherfucker. That's Skycat.
Is the founder of an NGO that seeks to.
Yep, TV media is trash. They'll never talk about this.
In their search for missing loved ones.
So for us, as the white man who cares about the loss of tens of thousands of females in my community, just 100 miles south or whatever, right? Turns out the Western media doesn't care about that. Yeah, you'll never find out about that. It's a mystery. wrapped in an enigma in a vest. Where did 10,000 women go? That must be a mystery. Gee, I'm sure that's hard to figure out. Where did 10,000 women go? We'll never figure that one out. Sure, we're never going to find out where 10,000 human bodies went. No. And this one doesn't fall on the white man. This, I mean, sure, I'm sure some of it does, but I mean, like this one falls on just men. This one falls on men. On top of it, I don't like men any more than I like white men. I don't like men any more than I like white men. Men kill tens of thousands of women and leave them in the desert like some veritable goddamn casino movie.
Ago, we received a phone call. It was a woman. She said she had seen Rosa's daughter among the girls out here.
Elena's organization has started a campaign.
So we just act like casino. We dig 10,000 holes in the desert for all the women we raped and murdered, I guess. That one's gonna fall on the Latin man. That one's gonna fall on the Latino male. You know it is, but I'm sure there's some white man involved in it.
Called cuartos vacíos.
I'm sure of it.
Rooms in Spanish. Their main objective is to raise visibility.
That's gonna fall on the Latino male. I know it is, but the white man gonna be complicit. I guarantee it.
Over the crisis of missing persons in Mexico by symbolically renting out the rooms of missing women. The money they raise is used to help families fund the search for their loved ones.
Oh yeah, 10,000 women disappeared, and the white media don't care about that.
This room, once belonging to Rosa's daughter Victoria.
White media, CNN or otherwise, doesn't give a shit about women. They care about women voters and women eating things and how sexually attractive women are. Well, that's about as much as you can get out of the white man. It's how sexy a woman is, how much she likes food or how good she can cook, get in the kitchen thing, and then on top of it, their vote. And as long as those three things are covered, the rich white man couldn't give a shit about what happened to 10,000 women. No. So it's not just Native Americans, it's everybody. It's one of the reasons I bring this up. It's not just Native Americans either. It's like a lot of people are being harmed in this world that the white man's turning a blind eye to with his media or whatever the fuck on purpose, because the white man doesn't like Native America. White man doesn't like women. White man doesn't like black people or whatever. White man believes that God is white or whatever. You know, it's just crazy. It's
of thousands of empty rooms across Mexico.
Oh, I've seen thousands of it. They're not hidden videos on the dark web. They post them like trophies online. And, oh yeah, it does nothing to stop it from happening again. Yeah, see, I don't like going that deep because I'm scared of catching the cry that never ends. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how else to say it. I don't go that much deeper than this in this stuff. I'm still a positive guy, and I love everybody, and I'll tell you I love you, and I'm an activist. I always have been, and I'll tell you I love you guys, and I believe that the sun's going to rise tomorrow, and I believe in let it be, and it'll be okay, and I believe in the magical power of forgiveness and the capacity for the magical power of forgiveness in women. So they probably aren't going to create a gender war, but I would. If I was a woman and this happened to my gender, I would want a gender war against the men. So I'm going to love the women and trust that their magical capacity of forgiveness will cause them to at least forgive us for raping and murdering 10,000 of them, I guess. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I mean, like, man, that's the kind of burdens I have to live with as a man. It's not too fun. And so, I'm just saying...
has kept everything just the way it was the day her daughter disappeared.
And so I'm very scared of catching the cry that I can't ever stop. Right? The depression that I can't ever defeat with my never-ending, egomaniacal, just like crazy adherence to I'm stuck in my lane of positivity. I'm not getting out of it. I'm stuck in my lane of positivity, and I believe that we can fix this somehow. And I try not to watch the crying so that I don't catch the crying that never ends, and I can't get out of the depression hole. And so I don't want to watch her cry. I love her, but I don't want to watch her cry. It's going to get me stuck in the depression hole that I can't get out of. So I love her, and I'm sorry this is happening, but I can't watch her cry. I'll get stuck. I'll get the cry that never ends. You know?
I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, it's overwhelming and all-absorbing and assimilation. Yep. The endless sadness. Yep. All good souls that don't float to heaven because they're anchored to earth by those around them, right? Oh, I've seen thousands of videos. They're not hidden videos on the dark web. They post them like trophies online. Yeah, fuck them. I want those people out of here. You want to talk about prison? You want to put people in jail for being drunk and fucked up on the reservation? I say fuck you. But you don't want to put these men in jail? I say, fuck you. You want to put people on the reservation in jail for being drunk or whatever? I mean, the reservation has its own cops, but it's the same thing. You want to put me in jail as a white trash trailer park boy for being drunk and stoned in public. Like, I'm not talking about DUI or whatever. You want to put me in jail for possession, but you don't want to put these people that kill 10,000 women in jail? Fuck you.
You're good thieves. Best in town. Oh.
You're good thieves, best in town. The cop's all crooked.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, no, that's not the cop. It's
Small
not.
town.
It's a small town. It is. It's a small town, yeah. Yeah, man, there was this point when I was like 15 when I began to understand that when you're 15 years old, you're in this beautiful point of your life where they're unlikely to throw you in jail for any crime that you do. And yes, I used this for a bad excuse to go crazy. Yes, I did. Car crashes, high-speed chases, thievery, drugs, sex. I just used my youth as an excuse to go full-blown crazy, I would say.
Tell your friends. I don't have it.
Yeah, I can't watch this together because you cannot watch FX on stream. I'm terribly sorry. And also, I am on stream 14 hours a day, so when I crash out, I take my pills, which is sleeping pills, right? And I go to bed, and I catch like maybe 35 minutes of lucid television, maybe 2 hours at most, before I'm just out like a light on drug sleep for about 12 hours till 3 or 4 in the afternoon. I don't watch a lot of television these days, so I will watch Reservation Dogs, absolutely, but I will do it in 35-minute increments at 4:15 in the morning, in my bedroom, naked, you know. So thank you for the offer, but yeah, watching television is something I do when I don't work 14 hours a day, which is the other 35 minutes that I'm cognizant before I'm just not cognizant anymore. So thank you, Man Who Stands, for the wonderful invite, but I must unfortunately decline, and I hate this, but it's just it's a reality of my life. I am a workaholic. I'm on stream like 12 to 14 hours a day. And I don't have time to watch a stream. I'm not doing this for fun. I'm doing this because I want a personal record of myself.
Go get some then.
Like, something I think a Native American could understand is wanting a personal record of your people and yourself because no one cares about you. I mean, I care about them, but I don't think the white man does or whatever. I think they care about their own community, but I don't think a lot of people do. So, like, I think you can relate about this. I feel the same way as a disenfranchised pariah cat who's been cast out of the society for drugs and stealing and being an all-around bad person when I was young, right? And branded a felon. I'm not a felon, but I have I have 2 deferred adjudicated felonies and 26 misdemeanors. I'm like this kid. I like this show because it looks a lot like me. I'm kind of like Slumdog Millionaire, you know. I'm one of them. I came up out of that shit. I came up out of this shit, you know. So I love shows like this. Yup. You know what I'm saying? So, but thank you for the offer. But yeah, it's just, you know, it'll take me 7 weeks to watch this show because it takes me 4 days to get through, like, I don't know, 4 episodes or something. So, like, or whatever. So season 1, it'll take me a while. It'll take me 2 or 3 weeks of like 45-minute to 2-hour chunks. Yeah, what do I do? Yeah. I'm just saying, like, no, I'm just trying to politely decline and provide reasons where I don't diss you. You know what I'm saying? There's very real reasons. Otherwise, I would say yes.
California, here we come.
I would love to watch this on stream, actually, which I cannot do on anything but Kick. So we could watch an episode of this on Kick Sunday night. Can you watch... Can you do television watch parties on Kick? I don't believe in censorship, including watching Reservation Dogs with a brand new friend. So let's see if we can watch Reservation Dogs on Kick. Okay, good. Thank you. I am a unerringly polite person. I was raised by the white culture to do so. So I don't like dishonoring or disrespecting people. It's like a idiosyncrasy of mine, if you know what I mean. It's like a foible of mine. I'm unerringly polite, so I overly apologize, and I'm terribly sorry. I'm sorry. Anyways, I'm just gonna leave it at that before it becomes any more of a broken brain Asperger's loop than it already was. Kick streamers ignore rules, wristbands with movie watching. Yeah, Harry Potter, Transformers, and stuff. So people are famous about this. But you can catch a ban on Kick for watching Reservoir Dogs. Yeah, can I show me and my girlfriend fucking? I don't have a girlfriend, but... No, you can't watch television as a streamer, I don't believe, without catching some kind of unpleasant sanction. But we can do this. We can do this. This is fun. And usually I only have a 2-minute attention span anyways. So the paintballs are not what would have happened. It would have been a Mac 10.
Yes, friends. What are you gonna fight for? Nah, I just no idea.
I love him.
You guys watching this, dude?
You guys watching this? Yeah, and there's me. There's me. It looks like me, doesn't it? There's me. I'm the one white kid who hangs out with the res kids and the Japanese and the Syrians and the Russians and stuff, right? Who loves them to death. And there's the white kid who's like, hey, check me out. I got no hatred in my soul. I love you guys. And here's the ring to show you. Here's the ring. He's got it too. Here's the ring. It's like it's my investment in my people to show you that I still love you and I have the power to not disrespect you. I have the power to honor you still. I have the power of the love, the unity, the ring of people around me to still love my brothers and sisters. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing. There's me. There's me. That's quite literally me. You can see it. I love it. It makes me cry. It's like, yeah, there's me. There's me next to the res kids. That's right. That's right. I'm the taxi driver who gives 6 junky Native American kids a ride at 3:30 in the morning for 5 miles because they're stranded. I don't give a fuck if they rob me. I'm helping them either way. I don't care if they didn't rob me. I had $1,000. They didn't rob me. They knew I wasn't the one. I wasn't the one. You know, I've done shit like that. I've done it a bunch of times. They love me on the res because I'm not racist.
What kind of gang was both red and blue?
Yeah, what kind of gang is both red and blue? Oh, really? People thinking outside the box?
Yeah, couldn't make up their minds if they want to be Bloods or Crips more.
Yeah, no. The res gang, they got to run both colors. I know how that is. I got to run all colors. I'm white. Cruds. Hey.
It's easy to be bad. Like the man.
Native American people are very funny.
It's hard to be a warrior.
It's hard to be a warrior. You know what I'm saying? Look at these fucking pimps. Yeah. Reservoir Dogs. The Reservation Dogs. You know what's in that pipe. Don't fucking get it twisted. Yeah. Shut down shop. Better believe it. Go shut down shop. Oh. Sorry. Yep. See, that shit speaks to me. I'm not white. You can tell. I like the urban culture. I'm kind of urban. I have muted my microphone. Sorry about that. So yeah, Oakland. Let's look at what Oakland looks like today. What does Oakland look like today? And we're going to read your comment before we do that, but we're going to get around to your ad block has been updated. Very good. Fuck ads, fuck the commercials, and fuck your shit. Oakland 2023. So this is a bad video to watch, but we're going to watch it. It's no big deal, man. Just whenever you want to watch it. Yeah, it's not. I lived in Oakland for 11 years. I got robbed at gunpoint 3 times, 1 time for me, and I didn't give him what he wanted. I said, I've got 1 pack of cigarettes, and I'm going to fucking need it after you just robbed me at gunpoint. You're not getting the cigarettes. And then I walked away from him. And he shot his gun 4 times in the air because he was so fucking mad that I dissed him on the streets of East Colfax over a pack of cigarettes and nothing. But I was like, man, I came to this fucking meeting to fuck some girl, and all I brought was a pack of cigarettes. I'm sorry. And I walked away. And I was like, I'm going to need him after this. And I fucking walked away. And the minute I got out of the light and he didn't know where I was anymore, I booked for, I don't know what it was, like 16 blocks or something like that. I ran for my life for like 16 blocks. It sucked. The damn near got a heart attack. I had to run 16 blocks to the Conoco, and I called a fucking taxi, and I had to wake my friend up at like 4:50 in the morning to come to the fucking taxi to get me out of that situation, because that guy, I thought he might actually be, you know, I lived in Oakland for 11 years, gonna rob you. They don't care who you are, where you come from, they're just attacking anyone who they can. It's sad, but reality, yeah. I don't go to South Central expecting to walk out of that place with anything but a pair of pants and a shirt. That's how the ghetto is. If you have a wallet, you better have a chain and a pistol. If you have a pistol, you better have fucking papers or you're going to jail. You go into the ghetto as a white man with a pistol, you better have fucking papers and a reason or whatever. And if you don't have a pistol, you're not gonna have your wallet for long. And I'm sorry, that's not some racist thing. I came up in the ghetto, and if you live there, you're fine. Oh well, not fine, but you know, if you live there, you're way less likely to get robbed. You know, don't shit where you eat. We don't rob people from the trailer park, you know what I'm saying? We rob the other trailer park. God damn! That's, it's so dangerous out there that he's got to roll with her. That's crazy. They be eating good. They be eating good. They're getting like, you know, they're getting like 600 an hour or something like that. You know what I'm saying? They be getting that good. They're getting like 8 balls for like 140 and shit from the Mexican hookup and stuff. They're be getting like 8 balls for like 140 a black. You know what I'm saying? And they be getting that good like 600, 800 an hour or something like that. So they take care of their daily like in the first like 4 hours or something like that. And the other bit is the profit, and like the other bit goes to the pimp. But I mean, that kid rolled with her. And he's strapped. So nobody's raping that girl. You know what I'm saying? Or they're killing both of them. And it's some gang shit or a robbery or something like that. Yep. Pimps. You stabbed the third dude who robbed me and he died. One less criminal, good riddance. I got off for self-defense, even though their family swore they were a good boy. I do not condone killing, you know, thou shalt not kill. But in defense in America, in this current climate, I do not judge you. That is God's job. The judge judged you. He found you innocent. I do not judge you. Do I condone murder? Absolutely not. And was that murder? No, it was defense. Big difference. So, but would I shake your hand? Yes. I have shaken hands with killers, but well, not killers, but people who have ended a life before, and that does not scare me as long as it was honorably. Shaking some cartel hands before. God damn. That girl needs to rethink it. Rethink her life. Yeah, that's, oh my God. Yeah, pull a gun on me, I'll fucking cap you in the face. Tell people all the time. We got guns. Do I want to do that? No. Do I like violence? No. Do I like murder? No. Fuck it. Worst thing ever. Nope. Do I condone it? No. I just understand it and I don't judge. Okay, that's enough. I'm not trying to, like, do the hookers. I'm just trying to, like, see the reality here. This is International Boulevard, but I just want to see, like, Oakland in 2023.
San Francisco, in Northern California, is one of the richest and safest cities in the United States. A destination popular with tourists who come to stroll the streets and admire the Golden Gate. Across the bay, just 10 kilometers away, the city of Oakland reveals a completely different reality. Very poor, it is ranked the second most dangerous city in the United States. It is best known.
Yep. It's also best not to dwell on the violence. It's a reality of life, but it's a place that I only visit.
For being the capital of prostitution, not just any.
Look at that poor girl. She's on H and she's 360 pounds or something.
Adolescent prostitution.
And she's like 17. And she's a white girl. And there's me. There's me, right? There's another me.
In broad
I'm not a prostitute, but
in full view of everyone, young
I'll stroll South Central with my white skin. I'm not scared of that.
girls are selling their bodies. The
My God.
city's motels have become the scene of this sin.
Yeah, what I mean, I guess build a city around why buy what like why marry anyone? Just pay for sex all the time, I guess.
Mr. Business.
245, you think? Yeah, I thought it was like 300 something. I thought it was like 340.
Hello.
Hello, hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
74.
I did not come here for prostitution.
Boulevard. This is also.
This is what I'm looking for. Is it my guy? No, it's not my guy. But there's a spate of guys getting a lot of subscribers right now, and I kind of want to go get into this community, I believe. I'm going to sub and like to Nick Johnson's channel. Thank you for the excellent content for my stream. I'd like to sub to your channel. There's a whole community getting like a million hits right now because they go into like dead cities and they just show you what it actually looks like. And this is not a dead city in any way or form. It's not like a ghost town, but it's that sort of deal. It's like America's ghost towns, America's lost crime cities and stuff and all this, America's ghettos and all that. And I definitely want to do this at some point when I'm like 50. I wanna get in an RV for a summer wipe, and I want to get in an RV and I want to take it. I'm talking like a nice, secure, like electronically sealed RV with like, you know, security and stuff. And I want to go through America's cities and shoot camera out the window in the most dangerous places in the world.
California. It's been dangerous.
Yeah, see, right? I was part of the dark and the light side of Denver. And you wouldn't think Denver is that bad, but Denver murder rate 2022, right? Yeah, the homicide rate in Denver, it's not that low, you know. Denver is among the top cities with the biggest homicide rate problems. So let's look at the actual chart. So Denver sits Number 27 at there's been 70 cases in Memphis, and Denver caught last year 27. So we're like 1/3 of the worst. So now 27 is not a lot of kills in a single year, but I mean it's still. I can't believe Memphis is the worst place in the world now. That's crazy. Memphis got the crown this year, I think. It's fucked up. It's fucked up.
Here since the 1960s when crime began to increase.
O'Reilly, I've been on this street. Is it Crenshaw?
By the end of the 70s.
No, this is Oakland. I don't know Oakland at all. That's way up further from where I was. I was in Long Beach, which is like 2nd Street.
The rate was twice of nearby San Francisco and even New York City.
It's right like 2nd Street, I believe, and like Naples. 2nd Street in Naples, which is the rich area.
Crime here.
So right next to Long Beach, a place where they teach Ebonics, is also Naples, California, which just looks like this, right? Naples, California, right? Is also Naples, California, which is in Long Beach. And so right next to all this poverty and South Central crime and stuff is one of the white man's most rich holdings in the world. There's the QE2. I've been to this boat like 4 times. This is my favorite place in the world almost, the QE2, next to this big dome and stuff. And you go on, we went there twice as rich white people when I was like 11 years old. We went to this boat 2 years in a row, and we went to Thanksgiving on the Queen Elizabeth II, and they have like harps, and I'll show you this. I went to this twice. It's the biggest bastion of rich white culture in the entire world. It's Thanksgiving at the Queen Elizabeth II, and I've done this twice because we were rich at one point. As it shows, Thanksgiving at the Queen Elizabeth II, right? And we'll see if we can see a video of it. Yeah, it's not pulling a video of this, but it should. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's the QE2. It's the Queen Elizabeth II, Long Beach. Is the name of it? The Queen Elizabeth II, I think. Yeah, the image, right, of the boat. Yeah, there it is. It's a boat, right? It's the Queen. Oh no, sorry. The Queen Elizabeth II. There it is. There's the boat. I went on this boat twice. And it's got a hotel and shit. See it? It's got a hotel and shit. And so we went to the hotel, and inside, I don't know, Thanksgiving dinner at the Queen Elizabeth II, right? And it's weird because it's pulling the Queen because of all the videos lately. So I can't pull a video of what I'm trying to talk about, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm not seeing the video of what I'm looking for. It's unfortunate. Oh well. Boat. Maybe the word boat might actually. Oh, the Queen Mary. I'm sorry. Was it the Queen Mary 2? I think it was the Queen Mary 2. Queen Mary 2. There we go. So now it's probably gotten less. So.
Our ships is called the Britannia restaurant.
The Britannia. And.
Dinner is open here for what QNR calls the early seating, starting from 6 to 6:15 p.m. That is the set seating time. Those are bow ties for men.
This is the rich shishi. Rich shishi. I've been there. I lived that life for a while. I've seen the light and the dark side of life. I've been rich and poor, and I don't really recommend being rich. I'd say being middle class is a good thing to aspire to, I'd say.
Or gowns and heels for ladies, unless you want to.
This beautiful, prestigious restaurant. But see, what I'm talking about is a giant like a courtyard-sized restaurant that, hello? Kind of. What's up? Uh-oh. Can we do it tomorrow morning early? Okay, I'm gonna give you my time here. So can we do it now? Okay, I'm gonna give you my time now. I will be up there in a minute. See you in a minute. Love you. Love you. Bye. I love my family. I'm informed that my mother is on a power trip where she has to do the one thing I've told her not to do, which is she's an ex-CEO and she's a double Scorpio rising, and she is going to control the one thing that I told her she can't control, which is no warning on demanding of help. And she wants to do something that doesn't matter, that it could easily be done any other day of the year. But because she has to control me in some way or form all my life, she is now forcing me to get off stream. And I'm a mama's boy, I must admit. I'm a mommy's boy, I must admit. Difference is, though, I didn't live with her for 26 years. So I'm a mama's boy right now because I've only been in her life now for about 18 months. So... or 14 months now. So, you know, it's still kind of a new thing for her to have me back in her life. And so she's stretching her little muscles and pushing the limit with me, which is taking me away from my job with no warning. And I told her it would destroy our friendship if she did this. So, of course, as family, this is exactly what she will do. And this is a strong lesson about family and a strong lesson about anger. Anger is the thing that you must sign up for, and shame is the thing that you must sign up for. You don't need to feel these emotions. You don't have to feel frustration. You don't have to feel any of these other things. You don't have to squash them down into your belly or any of this other shit. If you just don't sign up for the negative emotion, and you just think, and you don't think about acting or any of the other stuff, if you just don't think about the negative side of it, you will do much better in life. And at that point, you aren't screaming, and you aren't yelling, and you aren't getting ulcers, and you're not making hyperbolic Hitler-esque screaming statements about family taking away your livelihood or anything like that. You just smile, grin, bear it, show back up in half an hour, say, I'm terribly sorry, guys, real life calls, and I will really try to avoid this in the future, and say that I am skycat.live. I must go take care of my elderly family who are 80 years old. They need my help. I am Superman in this situation, and then I'm going to embrace the notion of power of helping my family, not my family having power over me, right? Bad outlook is family has power over me. Good outlook is power of my family. If I empower them, they will empower me. Yep. I feel my pain. Thank you for commiserating, and I feel your sympathy. I missed some of your comments here, Man Who Stands, so I'm going to get through those real quick. She's like 245 Oakland's wild. No worries, man. Do you love man? Go big. Did they go baby rage on us, right? As way as they can still do things when they cannot. Yep. So So I will be back here in maybe 20 to 30 minutes time after I take care of my elderly mother, which is what we must do as good human beings. And we feel no shame, and we feel no anger. We feel no remorse. We might feel these things, but we don't sign up to feel those things, and we don't let them run our lives. We don't let our negative emotions run our lives. We embrace the notion of power of. You abandon the notion of power over, and you embrace the notion of the power of helping your family and your family helping you. So now, what did my family do for me in the last 5 years? They helped me purchase this $50,000 home, get off the streets being homeless, and be able to have a 100-inch television, and nice things, and have a place to live and a place to work. And while I worked very hard for those things and I purchased them with my money, they enabled the actual reality of having a lot and a place to be, and family and support, and somebody to drive me somewhere if I need it, or anything like that, if I'm hurt or anything. And I've not had that for 23 years beyond my girlfriends and my best friends. So especially when I was homeless for 7 years, I did not have anybody looking out for me except for my friend A, my friend M, my friend H, and my friends C and J. That's it. About 5 people, and my mother, 6 people looked out for me, and my stepfather. 7 people looked out for me when I was homeless. That was about it, though, and I can't even count on both hands how many people looked out for me. And so when they ask for something, we do it in return. And that's my little thing about family. We love them. We worship them. We make sure they get what they need when they need it. And then when you need something, they do it for you. So goodbye, guys. I'll be back in half an hour. I love you. One more real quick reminder. I am skycat.live, full-time variety gamer, all day, every day. Put me on in the background. Spin me up. Click the cat's face. Donate 10 cents, and I'll love you forever. I don't care. 10 cents, 10 grand, doesn't matter what it is. 10 cents is fine. I'll still remember you forever. If you donate, I'll remember the names who donate even 10 cents. I swear to God. So, you know, if you ever want to donate, 10 cents is okay. Skycat Live, etc. Catch me outside in half an hour, guys, for Rust. I'm not even turning this bitch off, you know what I'm saying? So, yep. BRB, love you guys. Peace. And shout out to Man Who Stands for providing all this obviously excellent content. Shout out to Man Who Stands. Look at this shit. Pure gold. I would pay you money if I could. Pure gold. You know what I'm saying? Great. Just pure great. I love the friendship already.